Hi there BookTube, it's Eleanor here, and it's that time again for a TBR. I'm looking at my December TBR. It's quite a challenging, optimistic TBR for December, but I think I can do it, and I'm really excited about the books that I'm looking at picking. So I'm not going to go into too much detail because there's quite a lot of books here. I'm just going to show you and tell you why I'm reading them and yeah, a little bit about them. So without further ado, the first book that I'm going to be reading this month is A Dance with Dragons Part 1 by George R.R. Martin, and this is part of my BookTube Reading Buddies. We're doing the Song of Ice and Fire challenge amongst us. There's a few of us participating and we're reading one book every month, so this is the book for this month. I've joined the Percy Jackson read-along and I really enjoyed The Lightning Thief last month, so this month is book 2, which is A Sea of Monsters, so I shall be reading that during this month. As part of Lindsay Ray and Books and Junks, Sarah from Books and Junks Goodreads page, I shall be participating in reading The Bronze Horseman by Paulina Simons. I really wanted to get to this. I have got the whole trilogy, so I may read it all, but it's quite a big book and I think it's quite an emotional read, so it may be that I just read this one this month, but I'll definitely be participating in that buddy reads. And then the final book is one that I've heard a few people are going to be buddy reading as part of the series challenge in BookTube Reading Buddies on Goodreads, but I'm not going to read the whole series of this. I may or may not get to it. This is sort of a if I have time book, and that is The Diamond Throne by David Eddings. It's a really old copy, but I got it for like 50p in a charity shop, so I thought as soon as I've got it I might give it a go, but that one's going to have to be on the back burner because I've got some other ones that I'm really interested in getting to first. That's a potential. And then, as I said, BookTube Reading Buddies in December is doing a finish a series challenge, and I've actually got quite a few trilogies that I haven't even started and I'd like to try and get through. I do read probably around 20 books a month on a good month, and so I think I can probably get to these. How many of them I don't know, but I've got 3 trilogies that I want to look at reading. They're 3 very different ones, so it depends on what mood I'm in. I might be able to pick them up. The first one is the Mistborn trilogy by Brandon Sanderson, so that is The Final Empire, The Well of Ascension and The Hero of Ages. So that's one trilogy I might get to. The second trilogy is one that I've heard lots about, and it's a YA series that I've really wanted to get to, and that is The Darkest Minds by Alexandra Bracken, Never Fade and In the Afterlight. And then the third series is something that I've wanted to read for ages, and I've read a lot of her other books, and I've just recently finished a book of her short stories, but I really want to read this, and that is the Mad Adam trilogy. I've got Oryx and Crack and The Year of the Flood on my Kindle, and then I've just picked up Mad Adam, which is the third in the trilogy, from the library for next month, so I'd really like to get to those, and that's more of a dystopian science fiction book, I believe, and I love Margaret Atwood's writing. She's really, really interesting, and I always find her trilogies great, so I'm definitely excited to try that one. And then I've got 3 other books which are kind of if I've got time or if I'm in the mood or if I'm feeling like it, and that is The Unbecoming of Mara Dyer by Michelle Hodkin. Kit Kats Can Read has been telling me I need to read this, and I really do need to, and I own it, so I'm going to give this a go. And you know, if I'm really loving it and I whiz through it, I may have to pick up the other 2 in the trilogy, and that'll be another series that I'm looking to finish this month. I recently talked about this in a haul, and I asked Mercedes from Mercy's Bookish Musings to offer me a short story collection that she thought might be good for me to try, and she recommended this one, which is At the Mouth of the River of Bees by Keith Johnson, and I'd really like to try and get to this month. I want to try some more short stories. I've just read Margaret Atwood's A Stone Mattress, which is 9 short stories, and I absolutely adored it, so yeah, I definitely like to try and read this. And then the third one is a pick that I want to try and sort of dip in and out this month, and that is Mind Change by Susan Greenfield. This is a book. I went to see Susan Greenfield as part of a panel at the Cheltenham Literature Festival this year, talking about how technology is changing our brains, changing the way we react with each other, and this book is really documenting that and documenting all of the research that has gone on behind it, and I'd really like to find out a bit more. It's something that's piqued my interest, and so I bought the book, and I'd really like to get to this at some point. So there's quite a lot of books there, and quite a lot of books that I'm looking to get to. I may not get to all of them, but they're the ones that I'm really setting aside for myself to sort of pick from. And I have got a few other library books as well that in case I sort of feel like it or I've got extra time, I'll try and get to those. Because after that, at the end of December, I really am sticking to my TBR, trying not to get any library books out and doing my 5-to-1 diet. I'd really like to start whittling down my TBR, and I've got so many good books on there, it seems silly to be buying more when I've got so many others that I could be reading. So what are you reading for November? Do you do a TBR, or do you not really read like that? Let me know what you're going to be reading, what you think of the books that I'm reading. Are there any that you've read and enjoyed? Which one shall I get to first? Anyway, comment in the box below, let's have a chat, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye for now, BookTube.